Fantastic Four had its first weekend come and go. It did, I think, 26 million, which
I thought it was 23, but yeah.
Was it 23?
I thought it was hovering around 25 because someone estimated 25 and I thought I saw 23.
They kept lowering the expectations. It was like 50, then 40. They kept coming down to how much they thought it was going to make. This entire thing isn't I told you so, but I told you so. We all knew it. An absolute debacle. An absolute debacle.
I will eat my words. I did not see it, but I'm a big boy and I can do that. I got kind of interested in seeing it after the second trailer came out because it was like an exemplary case of the trailer misleading the audience. The second trailer I saw, whether you were interested ever or not, showed some action. It showed actual Doctor Doom, which was an improvement on the original thing we talked about ages ago, where he was supposed to be like this evil blogger. Yeah, an evil blogger hacker. And I'm like, I'm not. I mean, it's Ultimate Universe, which is something I can't really take seriously anyway. The trailer had some cool special effects and some interesting action shots, and I was like, maybe I will. And then it comes out. And then everyone says that all that shit in the trailer is the last 20 minutes, and they cut most of it out.
Well, that was the least of his concerns. It made 26 million. It came in second to the second weekend of Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation, which looks amazing, which made 28.5 million. There was a review embargo put on this movie.
Yeah.
That's not common for movies. And 99.9% of the time when there's a review embargo for games or movies,
it's bad.
It means it's bad. They want to mitigate the damage as best they can. So reviews started coming out the Wednesday night. I think it was like 5 p.m. was like when the embargo could be lifted. So less than 2 days before it was going to come out. They started actually being in theaters the Thursday night, so less than 24 hours, and it wasn't good. This has 9% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's a percent better than it was last week.
So I don't think people understand what Rotten Tomatoes is, but it's a consensus of combining usually between 150 and 200 reputable movie critics from newspapers, big websites. These are the big ones, these are the smaller ones, but there's a good swath of them.
I don't generally like aggregate score collectors, like I don't like Metacritic, but
this is a Metacritic.
I know, but Rotten Tomatoes is different because a lot of movie reviewers have left star ratings behind, so the people at Rotten Tomatoes will read the review and determine, is this positive or negative? Yes. And that's what they do. And
they'll give an average rating besides positive or negative score. So the average rating this is 3.4 out of 10, but the positive review percentage is only 9%. That is worse. Pixels was like 18 or 19%. They put that in perspective.
Oh, really? I thought it was 9.
No. So Pixels did better with critics in this movie. This is the worst of the Marvel, not Marvel Studios, this wasn't Marvel Studios, this was Fox, the worst of the Marvel sort of universe films. This did worse than Elektra did in terms of...
Are you fucking kidding me?
Elektra did better than 9% is abysmal for
I know it is, but I didn't... My mind. Okay, great. I just did not think
this did worse than the second Ghost Rider movie. Remember Spirits of Vengeance that came out a few years ago? You forgot about?
I don't. Actually, I don't remember that at all.
Elektra did... Just real quick. Elektra did 10%. Okay. 3.8 out of 10.
All right.
It did worse than Elektra.
All right.
So the consensus, which is usually fairly accurate, because this is putting them all into a blender. All in all, what does everyone say? What does 160 reviews say of this? Dull and downbeat, this Fantastic Four proves a woefully misguided attempt to translate a classic comic series without the humor, joy, or colorful thrills that made it great, which was exactly what everyone was saying before it came out. So you spit in the fans'
Oh, like
faces.
A Zack Snyder movie? Okay, anyways.
You had to get that in there.
Well, because all the DC fanboys are going to rub this one in anyone's face, and it's the exact same bullshit problem that the Snyder movies have.
Yeah, this has the same dour tone.
Yes.
It does. So the least of everyone's concerns was the casting of Michael B. Jordan, which everyone was jumping on at first. That's the least of everyone's concerns.
No, the casting should have been great.
The casting, I have problems with the brother-sister thing, but whatever. That's the least of everyone's concerns is that.
Yeah.
That's like the 20th thing to worry about. Apparently, we knew there were reshoots done. The rumors was that Josh Trank had some sort of meltdown during production. He had a vision for the film. Fox fucked with it. He actually tweeted out when the bad reviews were coming out. He actually tweeted out, and then Fox had him take down the tweet. He tweeted,
"A year ago, I had a fantastic version of this, and it would have received great reviews. You'll probably never see it, That's reality, though. Added
no.
emphasis, I'm crazy.
I was going to say, no, Josh.
No, you didn't.
It would never receive great reviews. What most of the reviews are saying is this, that the first hour is sort of like, okay, nothing's happening, we're establishing this universe, it's sort of blah, blah, blah. Then the last half hour, it turns into a run-of-the-mill superhero movie with high fives, and you have some action. So one of two things happened, and neither were good for you, Mr. Trank. Your original vision was...
With a blogger hacker as Doom.
Your original vision would have been more of the first hour, which seemingly... It was basically the original hour was seemingly intact, where it was like, this is just downbeat. There's absolutely no action going on for the most part for the first hour. It takes 45 minutes for the Fantastic Four to get their powers. The last half hour probably would have been some action, but then Fox probably saw the cut of this and said, no one's going to see this fucking movie.
Right.
This is depressing as hell. We have a Fantastic Four and nothing's happening. So then they panicked and redid the last 25, 30 minutes of the movie to establish a battle sequence which everyone said was out of place and almost no action anyway. Most of the people saying at most this is 1.5 action scenes. 1.5 at most.
In a superhero movie.
At most.
That's insane.
That's really bad. So Josh, there's a chance that your movie might have had one or less than one action scenes.
Right.
And then Fox panicked. So you placing the fault on Fox is insane, because as bad as this is doing, your original 100% version might have done worse. There's a chance this could have been worse than 26 at the box office.
And that's the thing. It's
we don't know, though, what your original vision would have been.
Well, we have ideas.
We have ideas where it was going,
and
but we don't know.
Good. And yeah, Fox wants to make money. And they also have the ability to test audience things, and put people in front of a screen and be like, "What do you think of this scene?" And if they all hated it, then you're fucked, Josh.
There's a chance that his original cut of the film had no action in it. There's a chance. I'm not saying
there is.
So I'm not placing. This is not Josh Trank's fault. This is Fox's fault for hiring him and letting him run with this vision. Let me say this, and this goes back to when you say I want to give this a chance, and I'm not putting this on you personally.
No, I know.
It's not. You're a director. It's hired to adapt a property that's well beloved. It's a property that's around for 50 years. It's an established property. It's not your fucking right to have your vision of what this should be. You are a caretaker of something. If you are stepping in to adapt something, you could take it in some direction, yes. But at the end of the day, you are a caretaker. You are not. It's not your right to have some sort of grandiose fucking vision unless it's signed off upon. This isn't like James Gunn going to Marvel Studios and giving their blessing on his vision of Guardians of the Galaxy, because they're giving a sign up. This is him running amok. Marvel saying, "What the fuck are you doing? You are rooting our property." Marvel canceled the comic book. No merchandise. You try to buy any Marvel T-shirt. You don't see Fantastic Four on them. You don't see the comic book that relaunched their entire fucking. The
comic book that launched the modern age of fucking comics.
Yes. You fucked with them so much that Marvel's like, great.
By the way, everyone read Planetary if you like Fantastic Four and Silver Age.
So, Josh, you can't say, oh, I would have had a fantastic version. Your version would have sucked, too. It would have sucked in a different way.
Here's my thing. So, he's the director, right? You want to have some creative freedom. You've got this Ultimate Universe, and you've got the Standard Universe. Hey, you don't want to work in the Standard Universe because the past two movies didn't do well? Cool. Take your inspiration from the Ultimate Universe. Oh, wait, you're going to take your inspiration from the Ultimate Universe and go completely fucking batshit insane with it? That's different. You can't do that. And I would like to just say that a lot of my interest in the movie after the second trailer was just simply because I saw Doom. And I love Dr. Doom.
Go watch the Roger Corman version, because that was the most accurate version on film.
I never saw it.
I'm serious.
I'll go watch it.
If you say it's cheesy, but that's the most faithful, that the burnt up negatives, you can still watch it on YouTube and watch bootleg tapes. The Roger Corman version, which was made just to keep the rights, which the cast had no idea was happening, or crew. There's a documentary out now. Go watch the documentary about the making of the 93 or 94 Roger Corman version.
I will.
Go watch that.
I will.
It's fascinating.
Cheesy is not
not necessarily bad.
It's not bad to me. I watch Ultraman all the time.
Yes. Then it's like there's very little Johnny Storm because they couldn't pull off the effects. But Thane looks pretty good. The Doctor Doom suit looks accurate.
Nice.
So give it a shot.
Maybe I'll give it a go.
So this is what's going to happen. People are saying Marvel's going to get the rights back to this, to do the movie. I don't see how it wouldn't be in Fox's best interest to play ball, because they scorched the earth with this movie. Say what you will about the 2005 and 2007 movies, and the 2005 version was a mess, but at least it didn't spit everyone's face as much as this did. And you know what? The 2007 version, it's watchable. It did the Silver Surfer all right. If it actually showed Galactus at the end instead of a stupid fart cloud, that would have been an okay movie.
I do like Surfer.
Yeah, but this now, if the rights go back to Marvel, they can't do another movie for the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years. And so I guess the rule is that for now, Marvel has all the movie rights to everyone except for they have Spider-Man. They have Spider-Man.
So they don't have Fantastic Four. They don't have X-Men. And this is where I want to spin off of what you're saying. If they can get Fantastic Four back, that leaves only one very important group out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. My favorite fucking group. And if they want to expand beyond the Age of the Apocalypse, they need to be mixed in with everyone else.
People forget that. They were in trouble. X-Men 3, Bryan Singer left the project to do Superman Returns, which was an awful decision. So X-Men 3 wasn't good at all.
No, I'm so happy they retconned it out after...
and then you have Wolverine Origins, which was fucking abysmal.
Yeah.
So Fox has not... And Fox did that Elektra movie. And remember, they did the Daredevil. That wasn't good. So,
God, they've done like one good X-Men movie in the past decade, and it was Days of Future Past.
X-Men 1 was good. X-Men 2 was really good. And then after that, nothing until...
Days of Future Past.
Well, First Class was good.
I know you like First Class.
First Class was good. It reestablished a new universe.
They had to reestablish it. I didn't need the establishment. I jumped in with Days of Future Past, and I was like, wow, they kind of got it.
My point is that it's not Fox's reason why the X-Men franchise is doing well right now. Because of Fox, it almost tanked.
Yes.
That's why.
Yeah.
And now Singer didn't do First Class, but he's doing this one, and he's doing Apocalypse, and we'll see what happens after that. But you're right. After that, it's like, okay, the first movie, First Class takes place in the 60s. Days of Future Past is like the 70s. Now this takes place in the 80s. Where do you go after that, though? You have to like recast and redo a modern X-Men.
By the time
to your point, though, what are they going to do? You're right. It might lead them back into having other Marvel heroes in there.
You'd have to see what Marvel wants to do further on, because the problem is we need the X-Men in the Marvel Cinematic Universe right now. This is where they should be. They should be in Civil War.
No, weren't they sort of on the sidelines of Civil War when it happened, though?
They were, but the Civil War greatly... I mean, especially because people take creative liberties, it wouldn't be bad for a couple X-Men to show up in it, because the mutant registration program is very, very, very similar to the...
True.
It's not mutant registration, but it's the same thing as
hero
the
registration.
Hero registration.
Sure. But there are rumors, and I like the idea of this, that Fox wants to do an X-Men TV show. And I think X-Men would work splendidly as a TV show. We're at the time now where you can do a freaking good Flash show with the effects being pretty damn good. And most of the effects for an X-Men show would be far less than what they'd be for a Flash TV show. Yeah. You got a guy shooting, you have some storm effects, someone moving objects with their mind. That's not hard to pull off on even a TV budget. You have shows like Falling Skies, where it's like alien invasion, and the effects are pretty good for what they are. We've come a long way in even 4 or 5 years for it. So I think an X-Men TV show is viable, and maybe they want to explore that and do that and make a ton of money. And so here's the thing, though. They don't have permission to do that. They only have permission to do movies. They got to go back to Uncle Marvel and ask permission to do a TV show.
Well, and so that's the thing. I don't want Fox to do it when... I mean, we have yet to see the other entries in the Netflix type series, but I mean, I would rather not see Fox do it. I would rather see it done like Daredevil was done.
Sure, but here's the thing. Marvel can say...
Here's the thing?
Here's the thing. Yeah, no, Marvel can say, all right, we'll let you do an X-Men TV show.
But they pull Spider-Man.
But it has to be part of our universe.
Yeah, exactly.
So we get to have... You got to play ball with us.
Yep.
And, oh, by the way, you're not doing Fantastic Four ever again.
Ever again.
You're not even doing a fucking cartoon show. Like, you're not doing jack shit. No. Which is fine, because the budget, I think, on Fantastic Four, I think was about 120, 125 million. That doesn't count marketing. Marketing is usually... You say it's usually tens of millions for a movie that big. We'll just say 100, and I'll say 180 million total. 175. And by the way, if you notice, there has been a Fantastic commercial by Monday there wasn't a Fantastic Four. They pulled.
I don't watch live
marketing.
TV, so
I
pulled
haven't. All the marketing, and they were marketing with ESPN. They were marketing on Monday. I think it was Monday Night Raw, but they were marketing all over the place. There was a lot of marketing put into this, and the rule of thumb is for a movie to make back its budget, it has to do at least double what its budget was at the box office. At least.
This is bleeding money.
So they got to make. Worldwide, they're gonna have to make somewhere around, I'd say, 400 million to break even. That ain't happening.
Nope.
They might end up at only 150 total when this is said and done, which means they're gonna take a loss on this of about maybe $100 million loss from Fox when all's said and done. Which means that they're gonna spit in Marvel's face and do another failed movie 6-7 years from now just to keep the rights again and lose another $100 million.
Well,
they might be stupid.
But I doubt
they might be stupid. Oh yeah, they already walked back the Fantastic Four X-Men crossover. They already moved Deadpool to the spot when Fantastic Four was going to come out. They already I think fast tracked Deadpool 2 or something else to when it was going to come out. The next Fantastic Four movie, they're fucked. You're not going to see another Fox Fantastic Four movie unless it's going to be part of Marvel playing ball with them.
Right, like I said, I mean, worst case scenario is Worst case scenario is Marvel has to play the Spider-Man game. Best case scenario, they get it back.
The worst case scenario is that you will not see Fantastic Four for another 9 years, and Marvel will get it back in 2024, which would be killer. Because that'd be a killer for Fox sitting on it and doing nothing, and obviously Marvel doesn't want to sell a freaking comic book. They can't do a comic book because they don't want to promote this other fucking garbage. They want to control everything. By the way, Marvel controls the merchandising rights, so Fox ain't making merchandising rights on this movie at all.
No,
they're not. They have promo stuff for Burger King or whatever ads, but you're not seeing any toys. They're not making money on any toys off of this movie. That'd be all Marvel, so. It's a mess all around, but I think you're going to see an X-Men TV show with Marvel's involvement, and you're going to see, I think maybe for Phase 4 or whatever, you'll see them sprinkle in Fantastic Four into these movies, and then you'll see a new Marvel movie in 2020 or something like that, 5 years.